You know that feeling, right? You're settled on the couch, ready to just like devour a whole new season of a show, and hours just kind of melt away. Plot twists, characters. But have you ever thought, could that streaming binge actually be doing something more?
More than just entertaining you.
Yeah. Like, could it actually be helping you learn English? Sounds a bit weird, maybe.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to look at this surprisingly complex link between watching TV and movies and, genuinely getting better at English.
Okay, and to really get to the bottom of this, we looked at this conversation, it's really interesting, between someone who basically tried to learn English by just mainlining TV shows.
Right, just hours and hours.
And a language learning expert who kind of clarified how well that actually works. Or doesn't.
Yeah, so our mission for this deep dive is to unpack that difference. The difference between just, letting English wash over you passively from the screen and actively using that screen time, turning it into a real tool for learning. We want to give you, the listener, some solid, actionable strategies, things you can actually use.
Turn downtime into learning time. I like it. Okay, so let's talk about this passive idea first. The person in our source material, they mentioned watching loads of stuff, right? Like Bridgerton, Stranger Things, even Is It Cake?
Yep. Weekends dedicated to it.
And the thinking was, all that English exposure, it must be helping somehow.
And look, there's a kernel of truth there. Exposure isn't nothing. It gets your ear used to the sounds, the rhythm.
Sort of like background music.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But the key thing, the big distinction, is passive viewing versus active learning. Think about it when you're totally hooked on the drama in Bridgerton or, trying to figure out which object is cake. Where's your focus, really?
Oh, definitely on the plot, or the cake reveals, yeah. And crucially, the subtitles were in their native language.
Yeah.
Because, got to follow along.
Exactly. And that's the trap. Your ears might hear English, but your brain, it's taking the easy route. It's reading those familiar subtitles. It's kind of like watching tennis for fun versus studying a pro's serve because you want to improve your serve.
Yeah.
Completely different engagement.
Yeah, you get that. Or that other analogy they used, like being on a tour where the guide speaks English, but you've got headphones on listening to something else entirely.
Precisely. You're there, but you're not really absorbing the English directly. So all those hours, while enjoyable, weren't really maximizing the learning potential.
So maybe picking up a tiny bit of rhythm, but not much actual language skill.
Pretty much. You're missing the chance for that active engagement that leads to real improvement.
Okay. So passive soaking, not the most effective strategy. Let's flip the switch then. How do we turn binge watching into like an English learning power-up? Give us the pro strategies.
Right. So that viewer was stuck passively watching. Let's get active. First thing, choose your weapon wisely.
Your show, you mean?
Exactly, your show. That initial idea of jumping straight into something like Peaky Blinders with those really strong accents, maybe a bit ambitious at the start.
Right. Hold off on deciphering the Shelby family for a bit. Got it. So what should we look for?
You want shows with relatively clear dialogue. Think sitcoms, maybe.
Yeah.
Friends, The Office. The U.S. version, they're popular for a reason.
Conversational, manageable pace.
Yeah, and they repeat vocabulary, situations, it helps things stick. But crucially, pick something you actually like.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If it feels like homework, you'll just stop.
Exactly. And bonus points if it's something you wouldn't mind watching again. Rewatchability is key.
Okay, so find something engaging, clear dialogue, maybe rewatchable.
Yeah.
Got my show. What's the next active step?
The subtitle strategy. This is, well, it's a crucial plot twist, you could say.
Yeah.
We know native language subtitles aren't ideal for active learning.
Right. So switch to English subtitles.
Yeah.
Or just dive in with no subtitles at all.
Yeah,
That feels kind of scary.
Starting with English subtitles is usually the sweet spot. It connects what you hear to what you see written down. Helps with spelling, vocab, sentence structure.
Okay, so you see it and hear it. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Then, once you're feeling more comfortable with a show, maybe an episode you've watched before, then try turning them off.
Ooh, okay. Like taking the training wheels off.
Exactly. It forces your listening skills to really step up. It's challenging, but very effective.
English subs first, then maybe no subs later. Got it. What else is in the active learning toolkit?
Shadowing. Time to become an actor.
Shadowing. Sounds theatrical.
It can feel a bit funny at first, but it's great for pronunciation and rhythm. Basically, you pick a short scene, just a minute or two.
Okay.
Watch it with the English subtitles on. Then watch it again, pausing after each line. And you try to repeat it. Exactly. Mimic the actor's intonation, the speed, the pauses. everything.
Ah, okay. So I'm literally shadowing their voice, trying to sound just like them.
Precisely. It helps you get that natural flow, the musicality of English, builds muscle memory for your mouth, too.
Like practicing to be or not to be until it sounds right. Okay, I can see that. What's next? You mentioned a gold mine.
Yes, your vocabulary goldmine. Don't just let new words fly past you.
Got to catch them all.
Sort of. Actively note them down. Get a notebook, use an app, whatever works. When you hear a word you don't know, pause, write it down.
Okay.
Try to get the meaning from the context if you can. Write that down in English, and this is important. Write down the whole sentence from the show where you heard it.
Ah, so context is key. Like if someone in Stranger Things says ominous tendrils.
Exactly. Write the phrase, what you think it means, and the full spooky sentence. It helps cement the meaning and usage.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And you mentioned tools.
Yeah, if you're watching on a computer, check out things like the Language Reactor browser extension. It's pretty cool.
What does it do?
It can show dual subtitles, English and your language, though try to rely on the English one. You can click words to save them easily, and it can even auto-pause after each line. Gives you time to process or shadow.
Language Reactor.
Okay.
Adding that to the list. This is getting quite involved.
It is. But in a good way. And the last strategy for today, pause and ponder.
Pause, but the binge. I need to know what happens next.
I know. But resist that urge sometimes. Think of it as strategic pausing.
Strategic pausing.
Okay.
When?
When you hear a phrase you just don't get, pause it. Think about the context. What could it mean? Rewind a bit, listen again, maybe say it out loud.
So instead of just letting confusion wash over me, I actually stop and figure it out.
Exactly. That moment of active thought, that's where a lot of learning clicks into place. It's less binge, more thoughtful watching.
Strategic binging. I like that better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see how pausing and really thinking about it would deepen the learning.
It's all about being intentional, you see.
Yeah, totally. But, okay, all these strategies sound great if you already understand a fair bit. What about people who turn on a show, even with English subtitles, and it's just noise, like overwhelming?
Oh, absolutely. That feeling is super common. Like the dog watching a car trick analogy you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Utterly bewildered.
What do they do?
It's completely normal to feel overwhelmed. If native speed stuff is too much right now, that's okay. We just adjust the approach, build confidence first.
Okay, so what are the solutions for beginners or people feeling lost?
First, start simpler. Seriously, kids' shows are fantastic. Think Peppa Pig or maybe Bluey.
Peppa Pig, really?
Absolutely. The vocabulary is simpler, pronunciation is usually very clear, the pace is slower, there's zero shame in it. It's super effective for building that basic understanding. Or look for animated movies for young kids, YouTube channels for beginners.
Okay, so start with the basics. Muddy puddles in perfect English, here I come. What else?
Second, rewatch something familiar. You know that movie you've seen a million times in your own language?
Oh yeah, my go-to comfort movie.
Watch it again, but switch the audio to English. You already know the plot, right?
Right.
So your brain isn't working overtime trying to follow a new story. It can just focus on the language.
That's clever. Takes away one layer of difficulty. Lets you focus just on the English.
Exactly. And third, use technology. Most streaming platforms, media players, let you slow down the playback speed. Try 0.75x speed.
Slow motion action heroes. Might be funny.
Could be. But it makes fast talkers much easier to understand. Gives your brain that extra split second to catch up. Imagine slowing down the flash dialogue suddenly manageable.
Okay, slowing down's an option too. Good to know.
Yeah. The main thing is finding your starting point, where you feel challenged but not totally lost, then build up from there.
Right. So it's not just Netflix or, the big streaming services, is it? Are there other screens we can use for learning?
Oh, definitely. Don't just stick to one thing. Branch out.
Okay, lay 'em on us. Where else should we be looking?
YouTube is huge, massive resource. You've got channels specifically teaching English, obviously, grammar, pronunciation, conversation.
Right, the dedicated learning channel.
But also just everything else. Vlogs, tutorials, people talking about their hobbies, cooking channels, gaming channels, makeup tutorials. Whatever you're into, find it in English.
So even watching competitive cat grooming videos could count if the commentary is in English.
If that's your thing, then yes. And think about documentaries, too. Often have very clear narration, maybe slightly more complex vocabulary, depending on the topic.
Good point. David Attenborough teaching me English.
Exactly. And news clips. especially resources like BBC Learning English or VOA Learning English. They often have simplified news stories, transcripts, great for more formal language and current events.
Okay, so YouTube, documentaries, news, basically any screen can be a classroom if you approach it right.
That's the idea. It all comes back to that active, intentional approach we talked about.
Wow, okay. This has been really, really useful. My perspective on my weekend TV habits has definitely shifted. It wasn't the secret superpower I thought it was.
But it can be powerful, just needs that active element.
Right, so to help us actually do this, you mentioned a challenge.
Yes, a little challenge for you and everyone listening. Next time you sit down to watch something this week, just commit to trying one active technique.
Just one. That feels manageable.
Pick one we discussed. Shadowing, vocabulary notes, pause and ponder, switching subtitles. Whatever feels right for you right now, just give it a try.
Okay, challenge accepted. You know what? I'm planning a rewatch of the Great British Bake Off. Those calm accents, the cakes.
Perfect choice. Relaxing but engaging.
I think I'll try the pause and ponder thing. When they use one of those amazing descriptive words for a bake, like scrumptiously delightful.
Good one.
Let me pause it. Write it down. Maybe try and use scrumptiously delightful in a sentence myself later.
That is a fantastic, achievable goal. Scrumptiously delightful. Great phrase to nab. It's exactly that kind of small, active step that builds up over time. Let us know how the bake-off ponder goes.
I will. Though, fair warning, I might just end up trying to bake something scrumptiously delightful myself. Which means following a recipe in English, so still counts, right?
Absolutely. Creative application is always a win.
Brilliant. Well, this has been eye-opening. From passive viewing to active learning power-up.
So just to recap the key takeaways for everyone.
Yeah, let's nail those down.
1, switch to English subtitles when you feel ready. And then challenge yourself to go without them sometimes.
Okay.
2, get active, note down vocabulary, try shadowing, pause, and think about what you're hearing. Engage with it.
Right. Active engagement.
3, choose the right content for you. Your level, your interests. Don't be afraid to start simple.
Makes sense.
And 4, remember, the aim is to make the time you already spend watching TV work for your English learning. Be intentional about it.
Fantastic summary. And, hey, to everyone listening, we want to hear from you. What shows or movies do you find helpful for learning English?
Yeah, share your tips.
Drop your recommendations in the comments. Let's build up a great list for everyone.
Excellent idea. Happy active watching, everyone.
Yay, and definitely subscribe so you catch our next deep dive. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and happy watching.